Welcome to Haunt Weekly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And this is Haunt Weekly, a weekly podcast for haunted attraction and entertainment community. Whether you're an actor, owner, or just plain aficionado, we aim to be a podcast for you. And we return to you this week with an episode that is divisible by 4. So that means it's time to do the news. And we have a lot of news.
Yeah.
This is often kind of the deadest of the dead time for news as we slide into spring and early summer, but we've got a lot going on, and a lot of it's going to be kind of rough, as usual.
Yeah.
But, as usual, we try to give you lots of good with the bad, so please stay patient and stay
mediocre.
Yeah. Seriously, what the fuck, Disney?
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But anyways, do take a moment if you have not done so already. Check us out at hauntweekly.com or Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, youtube.com/HauntWeekly's YouTube channel. Please subscribe there. Videos go up there at the exact same time they go on other channels, so it's a great way to listen to the whole archive. And you can join us well, no, you can't join us right now, but we're getting ready to restart that. That's one of the things I meant to say.
Next week.
No, not next week. The week after next.
Okay. Yes, true. Yes. You're correct.
We have other plans for that next week. But soon enough, we're looking at restarting the Sunday thing where we do it live, but we can't promise that yet.
No.
So anyways, we're getting to that. But you can always find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean. What else is there? There's a million of them. Wherever you get your podcasts, we should be on there.
Wherever our distributor sends us.
And we have zero control over that. So... anyways, every week we like to come at you with a question of the week, and this one really got a lot of excitement about it. So last week's question of the week was, what inspired you to be a haunter? Mm-hmm. We had a lot of great answers. Crystal, if you want to lead off.
Okay, Keone Hutton visited a home haunt when trick-or-treating at 5 years old and said, I could do better than that. So the next year, for Halloween, their parents started letting them do a haunted house. That's great.
Yeah.
That's also, how I am in a lot of art museums.
Well, and well one too, the home haunter, who literally had a 5-year-old go through, I can do that better than this.
I know.
Well one to them, admittedly, but not a bad inspiration, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Sam Farrell, when he questions, but it says around 15, we'll say, there's a website called horrorfind.com that was basically dedicated to home haunts and prop DIY, and basically a lot of the prelude to a lot of the stuff that goes on today, especially in Facebook groups and whatnot that we see. And yeah, it just inspired him, and I love how he says the internet was more pure back then. I also remember a bunch of other sites that were on the internet at about that time, like Style Project, Rotten.com. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear shit about how the internet was more pure back then. Methinks rose-colored glasses. But no, I do get the point, though, of being inspired by that. That is incredible, and that is a great story. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Kevin Hopkins said dad of one of his school friends did a scene on his porch where it looked like he was caged in, and as you approach, he triggered air blasts up the sidewalk and then handed you candy and fired up the chainsaw, bust through the bars, and because they were actually made of rubber tubing.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it so much. Built a toe pincher coffin for his porch and bought a strobe light and curtains and made a little scene themselves. So
yeah. Brian Barnes had a neighbor who turned his porch into a funeral parlor. It was in a grade 7, including wood panels on the inside walls. Entire parlor was done up. And yeah, basically it just looked like so much fun he wanted to do it himself. Mm-hmm. That's an incredible amount of work for a home haunt and a lot of expense, sounds like.
Yeah. Victor Ruelas said, as a kid, I always made it a point to visit the decorated houses. Mom started decorating with paper towel ghost and plywood coffin. After that, I was hooked.
Most haunters who build haunts, not just haunt actors, start in the dumbest places. Mm-hmm. Like my haunt experience, my haunt journey started with a literal shaky ghost, like tiny little ghost thing, bought from the state fair.
Yeah.
Like $10, and you bump and go, ooh, and it was just,
yeah.
So yeah, I think every haunt builder has that story of starting from something completely stupid, but loving it and then growing from it. Mm-hmm. Joseph Bradley, sorry, that was right. It was my turn.
What's it?
Joseph Bradley said The Addams Family.
Yeah, I can see why.
I can see why. And you know what? I'm a huge Addams Family fan. Huge Addams Family nerd. Ellie and I recently watched the entire series.
You and I did,
Oh, it was you and I. That's right. We were all there for that.
Yes, you get us confused.
Well, but we watched the whole series, and yeah, it was a really good TV show. The original
holds up.
It holds up great.
Yeah.
Most shows from that era do not.
No.
They run afoul of multiple modern sensibilities, where the Addams Family is just straight perfect. I don't think there was any real problem there. I really loved it.
Yeah. Christian Risto said, I have a huge imagination. It's one of my only art forms. It can actually force someone to experience it immersively. Maybe force is a strong word. And that's their words.
Yeah.
I agree. It is art. We are putting on a performance for people to be players in.
Well, and, okay, I get it. Force is a strong word. But yet, once they consent to go into the haunt, and until they, don't consent anymore, and they're required, and they leave, and they're taken out, you are kind of forcing them. Your whole point of haunting is to get people to look certain ways, defy expectations, fuck with what they think is going to happen next. So, yeah, I can see how force isn't the wrong word, even if I understand why you roll that back a little.
Yeah.
Derek Muehlberger said, a love of Halloween and a free pass to scare people. Take his frustrations out on the general public, basically. And, having to know Derek a little bit, at least through proxy. Okay, this all makes sense. This all tracks.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Faraluce Savage says, I'm a monster, and letting out the desire to terrify people is the only way to stay out of jail.
And hey, he's an actor that works for our haunt. And yeah, this all tracks.
Yeah.
And finally, friend of the podcast, Japes Palace, said, hauntedillinois.com. He discovered hauntedillinois.com. I used to create an itinerary and visit about 5 haunts that year. The next year I started creating my itinerary, then thought, why just go see them? Why can I make money doing this? That was my introduction to the myth of money and haunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get into haunting for the money, especially at the small to middle stages, you're going to be very disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who make a genuine and very good living from haunting. Don't get it wrong. They are out there. But yeah, especially early on, the small years, the lean years, there's no money. Anyways, now note, we have this week's question of the week.
We do.
And this one is a little more complicated, so there's a parens for it. What is the best haunters haunt you know of? And we're saying this is a place for haunters to go and study haunting. Now, I think we largely agreed on our answer, so Crystal will take one and I'll take the other.
Yes, I'm going with Hell's Gate because from a haunter perspective, I love the thought that went into it from building it from the ground up.
Yeah, if you can get a behind-the-scenes tour of Hell's Gate especially, cannot recommend that enough. That we got to see as part of the Lost Souls tour. My God, the ingenuity, the planning, everything that went in. It's a masterclass in haunt design. And the haunt itself is beautiful. Some of the highest quality sets I've seen, and we live 90 minutes from the 13th gate.
Yep.
Beautiful haunt in every way, shape, and form.
And it's very hard to get the actors to break character.
Yeah. Everything about it is just well done, but especially the behind-the-scenes tour to see what they did when they built it.
Yeah.
And how much thought. Oh, my God. I can only imagine the crumpled up paper that must exist from trying to get this right, The sheets that were destroyed. Mine was Netherworld. And Netherworld, I choose Netherworld for a specific reason. We only saw them at the last year in the previous locations. We've not seen the new location. But when we went, they were a masterclass in taking what works and ditching what doesn't. They have an entire haunt that you can tell things come from very different eras of haunting.
Yeah.
It's almost like a strange time capsule. Shit that you do not see haunts put in the 2010s and 2020s. They still have, because they have that history. But they only kept the ones that work. So you will see things in there that I guarantee you will not see in a truly just pure modern haunt.
Yeah.
And I love that. But they mix it with the modern. Don't think it's like all old-fashioned. It is not. Do not get it twisted, my friends. It is very, very much a mix of old and new, which is what I love about it. So you want to get some ideas, you want to study haunting, you want to see how to really hone in on what works, boom, Netherworld's my pick.
Yeah.
And I think we could have done those interchangeably, honestly. I don't think either of us disagree with the other super sharply.
No, not at all.
But anyways, what is your pick for the best Haunters haunt? Let us know. HauntWeekly.com, Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, and YouTube.com/HauntWeekly in the comments. Let us know. All right, it is an even episode, and that means it is time to do the conference reminders. And we want to thank the kind soul who let us know we had a bit of a botch.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it happened, but we've got it fixed.
Yeah.
So, Crystal, lead the way.
Right, West Coast Haunters Convention at the Doubletree Hotel, Portland, in Oregon, May 13th through the 15th.
Coming up this weekend, folks.
Yeah. Organization is a nonprofit that donates to professionals that work with autism, has a haunt tour bus visiting Fear PDX in Portland, 2 great-looking parties, costume contest, foam dart war on the
Trade show
floor. HauntersConvention.com for your last-minute tickets.
Yeah, this would be very last minute, but hey, if you're in the area, this looks like a lot of fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, June 10th through the 12th in Rosemont, Illinois, is the Midwest Haunters Convention at the Donnelly Stevens Convention Center. Pre-convention haunt tour includes visits to Massacre, Basement of the Dead, Evil Intentions, and Disturbia. I can testify that 3 of those haunts are amazing. I did not get to go to the 4th. Saturday night haunt tour featuring 13th Floor Haunted House. Also features a costume party on Saturday. MidwestHauntersConvention.com.
Okay. Haunt X DIY Haunters and Halloween Expo, June 11th through the 12th in Pomona, California.
Thank you again for the fix.
Yes, thank you. At the Fairplex, featuring a bigger trade show, education and more, asylum costume party, Saturday night, hauntx.com.
Yeah. Then after that, it's Michigan Haunt Fest at the Oak Campground in Munith, Michigan, June 24th through the 26th, 2022. Demos free of charge. Make and takes have individual fees. Meals are not included, and Saturday attendees will be charged a $2 entry fee into the campground unless they're a kid. It includes campsite decorating contest and a family movie night that will be kid-friendly. MichiganHauntFest.weebly.com is the site, but most of the information is on their Facebook page, so you can just click the Facebook link to get the details there.
Okay. The event.
Ha!
Yes, this is Halloween against...
Haunters against...
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, Crystal. You all right, girl?
No, I've been doing this all weekend.
Yeah, I'm getting a little worried about you.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's July. I'll kick in. July 8th through the 10th in Lexington, Kentucky, at Clarion Center North features drag shows, cosplay competitions, makeup contest, and many, many, many special guests. It is a stacked card. Learn more about it. The event. That's HAA, theevent.com. There's 2 E's there. It looks a little weird, but trust me, it's a good site worth going to.
Yeah. All right. I'll take the next one then.
Yeah.
Texas Haunters Convention, Mesquite, Texas, July 16th through the 17th at the Mesquite Convention Center, featuring axe throwing, a costume ball, costume contest, escape room visit, game night, scavenger hunt, and Rocky Horror Picture Show, to name just some of the activities.
And literally, I picked just some. Okay, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Also features tours of local haunted houses.
Tours still being finalized.
Yep. TexasHauntersConvention.com to find out what they are when they're available.
Southeast Hollows and Haunt Convention in Savannah, Georgia, July 29th to the 31st. In Savannah, Georgia, at the Savannah Convention Center. Magician doing demos on the trade show floor, masquerade ball, a fashion show, and a makeup contest. SEHHC.com for more information.
Okay, Midsummer Scream. July 29th through the 31st at Long Beach Convention Center in Long Beach, California, featuring the Hall of Shadows and the Screaming Room. Monster Kids panel featuring descendants of Lon Chaney, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, and Vincent Price, moderated by Kirk Hammett. MidsummerScream.org for more info.
Once again, a lot of amazing guests for this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Hall of Shadows is got to be on my bucket list of haunt experiences I want.
Yeah.
Just because it's basically a bunch of haunts building like one room apiece and connecting them.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems so much fun to me. All right, it is time. Well, as we know, it's episode 336. Therefore, it's time to do the news. And Yeah.
So we mentioned this first story last week
Yeah.
briefly,
We're
and said
pulling
we'd
from an
get
article
in.
on WKBN.com. But yeah, this one's a little heavy one. It's by Dennis Bright. There. But anyways, yeah, frightened man shot performer at South Carolina haunted house, according to the police. Zombie experience at the Hollywood Wax Museum haunted in Myrtle Beach. The suspected shooter is Keel Latrell Brown. He claims he thought the gun was a prop. The basic story, as we understand it, is something happened. They all fell down into a pile on the floor.
Yeah.
He picked up the gun and shot the actor. Apparently a wound, not a life-threatening one, luckily. But shot the actor.
In the shoulder.
In the shoulder, yeah. So a bad wound, but not life-threatening. And then they left. They left the scene, and apparently he gave the gun to his teenage son.
Family member.
Family member. Teenager in the family, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's unclear who the gun belonged to.
Right.
And how it came to be in there.
Yes, and there was security footage, and the police watched it, and they couldn't tell who had the gun originally.
And that could be a problem if you've got four adults, or four reasonably adult-sized people, and we've seen this ourselves on multiple occasions, crumpling into a heap on the floor, which happens a surprisingly large amount of time in our haunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something falls out of a pocket, we'll say, it might be very difficult to tell who, brought what in.
Right.
It's very, very difficult in that mix-up, so I understand that. But basically, he is being held, or he was being held, rather. Brown's bond was basically about him giving the gun to a minor.
Yes.
Inappropriately.
Right.
Because basically he gave it to an underage family member. And so that's the easy thing to charge him with. We pretty much know he did that. And can prove that. And so they expect more charges still.
Yeah. Yeah, and the performer did go to the hearing and stated that it was hard for him to work now and that he wasn't getting any sleep.
Yeah, and I feel bad for him because I understand that completely.
Yeah.
I would struggle to work in those environments.
Yeah.
I would struggle there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was given a $25,000 cash or surety bond, but police do say more charges are likely as they continue to investigate this. Okay, we got a lot to talk about with this. First things first, let's start with what is kind of a weird elephant in the room for you and me, is that we just booked plans, and this is purely coincidence for the record. It has nothing to do with the story.
No.
We booked plans to go to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. My
family is from South Carolina. I had many vacations at Myrtle Beach. I'm very familiar with what the area was. I haven't been in about 10 years now, 10, 12 years.
At least.
Yeah, it's been a while. But my parents, after they retired a couple of years ago, right before the pandemic, basically, they retired, and they settled in North Myrtle Beach, which is quite predictable from the name, just north of Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
I know, just geography, how does it work, right? Anyways, so they settled there, and this will be my first time going to see them at their new place, and being in the Myrtle Beach area for some time. We are planning on going to the Wax Museum and seeing the haunted house. Yeah, that is on our list. We got like a whole week's worth of activities. We got to figure out 5 or 6 days. I think it's 5 days actually.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got like 5 days of shit we got to figure out. So we'll be one of those days. We'll be there. We have a whole day that's pretty much to ourselves. And I found out why today. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, my dad gets to drive a car at Darlington.
Oh, nice.
Because the way they were being coy about it, I thought it was something like
Yeah.
Ooh, fun party,
Yeah.
No, he's going to drive a race car around Darlington.
That would be
Which is still very fucking fun. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get it wrong. But, I mean, I just thought they were being, coy. But no, he's going to drive a car at Darlington. That's really awesome shit. I'm kind of jealous. I'm going to be honest with you.
I am.
Watch turn 3, Dad. Watch turn 3. That's a fucker.
No, I love driving fast.
Yeah. Oh, we know.
Yeah.
We know. We also know the top speed's theoretical in a Ford Fiesta. But anyways, So yeah, we've never been to this haunt. I've never been to this haunt. This haunt actually opened up, this whole attraction, I looked it up, opened up in 2014, which was after my last visit. I never had even an opportunity to go. So this will be my first chance to go. We're going to go, and I don't know, we may try to do an interview or something. We've been talking about this, trying to nail down what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We may reach out, we may not. But a lot of it's going to depend upon what happens over the next few weeks with this.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because I don't want to have an interview with the haunted house the shooting happened at. I don't want to make it about that.
No, we want to make it about, how their season is and how operating a year-round haunt is.
Or at least a tour. I think it might be tour seasonal.
Yeah.
Which means, I think it's Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah, for that area.
That 6-month stretch there. So it's either year-round or at least super long season. So yeah, I want to ask questions like that, not talk about what is ultimately a fluke incident, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked a lot about shootings at haunts, and so far this is, I think, the first time an actor has been hit. I can't remember of another with an actor.
Correct.
I just can't. If there is one, please let us know.
No, we've had a couple of actors stabbing customer incidents.
Well, we had one or two of the...
And
that was just fucking stupid.
Both were, yes.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Anyway.
Sorry. The stupidity washes over me. Come on, Jonathan, back to reality.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, we want to talk to them about that. We don't want to talk about this. And if this is still ongoing and if something, they might be a little media shy, I understand. And even though we're not media, I get it. Our podcast, Jeffrey Dahmer ate more people in our podcast. I get that. And I'm fine with that. Believe me, we don't do this for money. We do this for love and because we enjoy it. But yeah, we are going there. But a lot of people in the very beginning were like, why didn't security deal with this? Why wasn't security on it? How did the gun get in? And all this stuff. And I can think, I've been to enough year-round haunts, like I said, I've been to this one.
Yeah.
I've been to other year-round haunts at Myrtle Beach, but not this one. And the thing about it is most year-round haunts have just one person working, one, maybe two.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you have a separate person taking tickets and running front of house and running the house. You're lucky if you have that. And I'm dead serious. Because I've seen it where just one person takes your tickets, takes your money, works the cash, and then goes into the back to scare you.
Yeah.
I've seen it done. So yeah, this actor was probably all alone. At least they appear to have had good security cam coverage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping for a swift recovery. I know the psychological scars can often be deeper than the physical ones, especially if it was, not a super severe wound.
Yeah.
I understand, and please, if you can, this actor who was not named in this article, hears this. Please don't think they were named. I'm not naming them.
No.
I won't name them. But if you can hear me, and you're listening to this, please take care of your mental health. Seek counseling. I strongly advise it for PTSD. I had a PTSD incident a few years ago. I did not seek counseling after it. I really, really should have, and I deeply regret that years later. So please seek help.
Yeah.
That's my personal plea. But yeah, this is a rough story because this is the nature of how year-round haunts typically work. In order to stay open that long, they have to cut way back on staff. And that means there is no security to speak of. There is no helper.
Yeah. Now, I mean, we may get there and we'll see what it's like now.
Yeah.
Because we may be completely wrong.
Well, it may be like because it's one attraction within like a little fun park.
Yeah.
It has like a restaurant and some other stuff. So it may be like the whole thing beefs up its security or moves the security around more.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, and that'd be one thing for us to kind of make note of. But yeah, I severely doubt there was security assigned to that attraction. Just because of the nature of year-round haunts. Not a crack at the Wax Museum or this haunt or anything.
No.
Just knowing what I know about year-round haunts, that seems highly unlikely. Anyways, we'll update the story as we get more information. Unfortunately, I was hoping that since we'd be coming at this a few weeks later, we'd have a big update or something for you.
Yeah.
And no, there's been no movement that we can see.
No, just the bond hearing.
Yeah, which was
that's been
about it. All right. Now we have two stories
Right.
that go back to back and need to be heard together relatively quickly. So, Crystal?
Yeah. No zombies on Chicago Street this year as Elgin Council votes to cancel Halloween event for 2022. This is from edu2all.net.
Yeah.
And that's not a real name. But it's attributed to V43LS.
There you go. Moving on.
Yeah. Basically, the council got together and had a vote on whether or not to have the event, and it was 4-3 in opposition of holding it because it had gone up in price 51% over since they held it last in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty... And the event was going to estimate to cost a little bit over $500,000.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that means it would have been about $325,000 in previous years to get a 50% increase and go up to that. That's a not insignificant jump, especially for a small... I don't know how small Elgin is. I didn't look at their population.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a not huge city, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but, rising material costs, rental prices, coupled with volunteer scarcity, because they get volunteers for this event. And they just were concerned about the pandemic and the climate and all of these things came to...
And it led to them saying they didn't have a realistic shot at recouping most of the cost.
Yeah.
And the thing about this is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
I hate to say
those are reasonable reasons to turn down an event.
I don't disagree, and I want to say that when I read this article first, and like I said, we got to get into the second one, but when we read it first, I was pissed at them. But then I read the logic and the reason.
Yeah.
And I went, maybe I should sheathe my sword on this one.
Yeah.
But then
2 weeks later, they reversed their decision. And this article comes from headtopics.com. And so they are going to have the party in Elgin. And they basically said that the economic impact on the town of Elgin is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
That's direct quote of phenomenal.
Phenomena. Do, 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 do.
That recently had its anniversary.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy.
Anyway.
No, Phenomena gets an anniversary.
It does. But, so they've basically decided to reverse it and hold it, even though it's going to be way more expensive than planned, because it's the only thing Elgin's known for.
Well, that and there may be opportunities to increase income to the town broadly, which means more tax revenue.
Right.
So, and that's kind of the thing is maybe they took a step back after the outcry and looked at the bigger picture.
Well, and maybe their volunteers, reached out to them and say, hey,
we're doing it, asshole. You don't speak for us, man.
We want to do this. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
But this reminds me a lot of a story my dad told me eons ago. This was right at the time that CRT and LCD monitors were competing with each other.
Yeah.
His business, his office, was due to get a computer upgrade.
Yes.
And they were going to replace all the monitors, and he put out for quotes. And the company said, hey, you need 25 monitors, right? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? The CRT monitors are less expensive per unit, but when you factor in shipping, you save about $1,000 or so. Mm-hmm. Because shipping costs are, of course, much higher than those heavy-ass CRTs. And he took that to the finance people at his company he worked for. This is a huge company.
Yeah.
And they said, we don't count shipping costs when handing out the contracts. So even though it's more expensive, an inferior product, they got 25 fucking CRT monitors.
Yeah.
They probably experienced burn-in within like 3 years or something. It was just,
Yeah.
It's just, but that's the thing, is like it's easy to get short-sighted and look at only what's directly in front of you and not look at the bigger picture. And I agree, if nothing else, having your town known for something, I mean, what is Natchitoches, Louisiana known for?
Christmas lights.
So, could you imagine if, like, one year they said, you know what, we don't make enough direct money from these Christmas lights. Fuck this shit, we're not doing the lights.
We're not turning them on.
We're not turning them on. Fuck you, we're saving the planet. Go Captain Planet. Whatever. That would really hurt the town, because the only other things the town is known for are basically racism and college being there.
Yeah.
And if you can name the college that's there without looking at Crystal's bio, because that's where she graduated from, she'll send you a painting or something. I don't know. She's got some. There's a prize if you can name it without Googling it, which I can't actually check in any way. But anyways. But still, no, it's one of those things. I can't imagine like a small to medium-sized town like that throwing away what it's known for.
Yeah. And apparently they had a second thought and can't do it either.
You know, and maybe they just didn't realize how important that was to their name outside of the city. It's easy to get stuck in your own world with that.
Yeah. And their community probably reached out and said, hey, what you doing?
So basically, I'm not blaming them for either the decision or the rescinding of that decision.
No.
I'm not blaming them for either. I think both were made for the right reasons. Because notice it didn't say, we don't want icky Halloween.
No,
we didn't want, no, it was literally purely a financial decision. But I think also there's other things to consider. I think they made the right call in the end, but I'm not going to jump on them for either decision.
Mm-mm.
All right. Paintball company driven from Livingston Parish, and the article didn't really explain how they were driven from there.
So, yeah. They were situated between two residential neighborhoods and drew the ire of the residents in those neighborhoods.
I think it'd be very interesting to have a paintball splattered side of your house.
Exactly. Not everybody agrees with that.
Well, you would have to put some Lexan or something on the windows facing that direction, wouldn't you?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, this article is from The Advocate here. But basically, they are finding a new home near Baton Rouge.
Yes.
Justin King, the owner of Guerrilla Warfare Paintball, recently purchased a 75 plot of land, and this is why it's on Haunt Weekly right here, that was once intended for the 13th Gate Park. The location had been of some public interest for some time, and basically the City Parish Planning and Zoning Commission, Jesus, that's a mouthful, unanimously approved the request to revise the commercial recreation use for the land. And basically everyone's given their blessing for it that needs to. So it'll be moving in sometime soon, they hope. Now, we knew somewhat through inside information, somewhat public information. It's kind of hard to tell.
No, it was inside information. Dwayne told us.
Yeah, but it was also in public records, and that we know they bought it. Yeah. Because you can't really hide land transfers.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically they bought the plot of land. And this was a time in which
13th Gate did.
Yeah, sorry. 13th Gate did, because they were having some issues
with the
city. I don't remember all the details, but I got pointed to a bunch of articles. But hey, we're going to have a streetcar line that runs right, because they're kind of close to the river there. It's going to run right through there. It's going to tear all their shit up. And they're eminent domain to at least significant parts of the 13th Gate. Yeah. And Dwayne's like, well, if you're going to screw with me, I'm going to leave, the immediate parish. I'm going to cross the river. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what he was going to do. But, yeah, anyway,
those plans obviously have changed.
Yeah, obviously things have been smoothed over.
We don't know why.
And on one hand, I'm happy. Yeah. Because I love the 13th Gate where it is. I really do. I love Dwayne. I love the work they do there. I have an amazing sideshow there. Now, I love what they've done with it overall. I think they've done a lot of great work in that space. But I was also kind of excited to see what he could do with 75 acres. I got to admit. Yeah. I knew it was a big plot of land. I didn't know it was 75 acres. No. But I'm very... if you told me that 13th Gate is opening a 75-acre horror park on the other side of the river, I would be chomping at the goddamn bit. I have to admit that.
Yeah, but I also don't... we know the problems here in New Orleans of getting people to cross water. Because we're 10 minutes away from downtown. Yeah. Literally.
I can get you into the CBD and the French Quarter within 15 minutes easy. Yeah. From our front door.
Yeah. And it's just... People don't think of it that way. They think they're so far away because you got to cross the bridge.
Well, it used to be a lot worse when we had the fucking toll.
Well, it did, yeah.
Then it was 100 times worse because nobody wanted to pay a fucking toll. And I don't blame them. No. That's why we voted that shit down. Uh-huh. Eventually. Took a couple of tries. Long story there. Yeah. But anyways, the challenge is getting people to cross water. But a special attraction haunt like 13th Gate could probably get that kind of pull. I really do think that. But yeah, I'm glad that I believe this means 13th Gate is staying put.
Mm-hmm.
I love what they're doing there, and I'm looking forward to checking it out in 2022.
Yes.
All right. Saginaw's 906 Leaper offers haunted house, jelly ball, and escape rooms for immersive experiences. This is an article from mlive.com, which I believe is Michigan Live, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, it's all about I believe it's a new entertainment complex.
Yeah.
It's open on the Saginaw's east side that offers a seasonal haunts plus an indoor 3D jelly ball experience. I had to look up what the fuck jelly ball is.
So did I.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's paintball, but less painful.
Yeah. Yeah, basically it's gel-filled orbs.
And it's using battery-powered guns, not air-compressed ones.
Yeah.
So, a lot less speed, and the projectiles are all water, pretty much, except for the casing.
Like a membrane.
Like a membrane type. Basically, it's like getting hit by... It sounded like... I've not actually done it, obviously. But it sounded like getting hit by a very weak laundry pod.
Yeah. Yeah. And the goal of this was to make it so that they could get younger audience.
Yeah, you don't have to wear as much safety gear.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about an errant shot into an eye or something like that.
Yeah, I think they said kids 8 and up can play it
yeah,
safely.
And you can play young. And I'll tell you this, as someone who played a lot of laser tag in a day, fuck little kids in the arena. It's like playing Odd Job and GoldenEye, you little bastards. Come back when you got some height. But anyways. Oh yeah, I remember GoldenEye too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, it looks interesting. But the haunted house opens every fall for Halloween, and throughout the year for special events, including the Twisted Christmas Krampus. Oh, Jesus Murphy.
Yeah.
Rolls right off the fucking tongue, doesn't it?
Krampus event would be fine.
Fine.
Creepy Easter hunt.
And they're planning on another scary event on May 13th.
Yeah, because it's a Friday. Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, my first graduation event extravaganza that I'm putting on for my work is starting on May 13th.
That's gotta be a bad omen for your nurse that's graduating too.
Yeah.
Oh, not superstitious.
Yeah.
But
should be good luck.
They're also adding, like I said, mobile jelly ball escape rooms and axe throwing. So basically, they're trying to do all the things.
Yeah.
But I gotta say that one of the things I like about this is haunters out there maybe start looking into this jelly ball shit. I know there's a lot of haunts that kind of team up with paintball. Mm-hmm. Like I know Rise has their thing with Davy's son across the way. They have some. I don't know how they cross promote, but I know they're connected.
Yeah.
In some way. So I know a lot of haunts, and also zombie paintball and things like that are a thing too. Mm-hmm. Hardest working actors in fucking haunting. I swear it should.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's one job I never want in haunting.
Yeah.
Is being the paintball target. Even I don't care how much armor you give me.
Yeah. Yeah. But the mobile jelly ball is kind of cool because they actually go to parties.
Yeah.
Like, they just pack everything up and go to your house.
It's like getting a bouncy castle or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just play jelly ball.
Yeah.
And it looks like a lot of fun. So I think this could be something because paintball does come with a lot of insurance and other issues because of the danger of the CO2 cartridges and all that. There's a lot more danger there. Jelly ball is safer. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looked like a lot of fun. I don't. Yeah. So if ever I see it, I'll have to give it a try.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some Disney drama.
Oh my lord!
Like, Jesus Christ, these stories. Like we've had Disney on for the past couple of episodes because of rides breaking down, and this episode is no different.
Anyways, moving along.
So the Haunted Mansion ride, the Doom Buggy,
yeah, right.
Doom Buggy had issues, or something had issues, and the ride stopped. Well, the people in the Doom Buggy got tired of waiting to come and be released because they were underneath the loudspeaker making a really horrible noise. So they shimmied out of their seat without waiting for anybody and went to the nearest exit. This caused all the house lights to come on and staff attendants to come and let the rest of the 100-something people in Doom Buggies
50. It's like at least 30 to 50 doom buggies.
Yeah.
Worth of people, because it only fits like 3 people.
Yeah.
I think it's usually 2 people per doom buggy. If I remember correctly. I think sometimes you get a kid with you, but so it's like 50 doom buggies.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're going through and they have to let them all out because the people didn't want to wait. And I don't know how long they were waiting in the horrible noise. Horrible noises are horrible. But yeah, so it ends up...
It turned a minor inconvenience and minor problem into a major one, though.
Into a major one. But it ends on a happy note because not a lot of people get a lights-on, behind-the-scenes tour of the Haunted Mansion.
That is true.
So, many of the guests who were stuck in this position are actually, really excited that they got to see it this way because... even though they didn't get the ride experience, they got a different experience that not a lot of people got. And there are photos online of what they saw.
Yeah, but the point remains, don't fucking squirm out of the ride.
Yeah, it is against Disney policy
Don't fucking do that. And here's the thing. When we did, what's the big ride in Epcot that looks like a golf ball? I know this one.
I don't know. But
anyways, my mom and I went in that.
Yeah, I could see, though, that if, you had epileptic seizures or something and the noise was giving you some kind of health issue, then you could leave.
Yeah.
Epcot Center?
Yeah, Epcot in the giant fucking globe thing. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's going to kill me because I know this. It's the giant golf ball ride. It's the big one in Epcot. Oh, they call it Project Tomorrow now. Okay, so that's it. But anyways, so yeah, I think they call it Project. I think it's Project Tomorrow. No, Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth.
I just found it.
Spaceship Earth. It's Spaceship Earth. Jesus Christ, Jonathan, you knew this. But anyways, me and my mom are riding Spaceship Earth, and it's once again 2-person cars. It's very similar to the Dune buggy in terms of except we're front and back instead of side to side. And the ride stops at what, for most people, might be the worst possible moment. Because they had a vertigo tunnel they created with a light effect. Uh-huh. Now, up until my LASIK, vertigo tunnels had no effect on me. Mm-hmm. And this was pre-LASIK. I was like 15 at the time. But my mom apparently does have vertigo. And even though I did not find that light effect very convincing, I even don't think it would really work that well, even now that I apparently am a little more vulnerable. Not super vulnerable, but still, I'm more impacted than I was when I was a teenager. I used to hang out in vertigo tunnels and fuck with people for fun. But anyways, we got stuck there. And we were stuck for a while in this spinning tunnel. Mm-hmm. And I know my mom was not happy about that. But we did not squirm out of the fucking ride.
No.
Anyways, moving on. Because... Oh, I get to do this one, don't I?
Or I can.
No, I can. No, it's Disney guest drops pants and publicly urinates on attraction. This article is by InsideTheMagic.net. Guest on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Apparently, they had another stoppage.
Yeah, it seems like they're... Because this ride is slated to be upgraded.
Yeah. And
apparently it needs it.
Yeah, because they got stuck, and this woman just... And if you're familiar, not from the Jungle Cruise ride, it's a boat ride. It's not a thrill ride. It's very, very silly. It's a lot of fun. I do recommend it. But anyways, and she just drops shorts and pees off the side of the boat.
Yeah.
Into the river.
Yeah. This was the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean? I thought it was Jungle. Oh, you're right. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. Okay, Pirates of the Caribbean is an action ride, but it's still in a boat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can see how the boats got confusing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've done Jungle Cruise, never done Pirates of the Caribbean. Go on.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I have. I've done Pirates of the Caribbean. What the fuck am I talking about? I did the old one before the movies. I haven't seen the one that's been reshaped since the movies.
Oh, gotcha.
There's supposedly a lot less winches now. Anyways, moving on. But yeah, basically, she peed off the side of it. And here's the thing. I'm actually kind of sympathetic. Yeah. Because... I'll bet you, because she was probably trying to hold her pee in the whole time she was in line or using the fast pass. Mm-hmm. And she got on the ride and like, okay, good, it'll all be over in a few minutes and I can run to the nearest bathroom and I'll be fine. And then the fucking ride gets stuck halfway.
Yeah.
That's my luck.
And this is where it gets weirder. Because they say in the article, this is a reminder to not drink what the pirates are drinking. Because they, put their cups in the water or whatever.
The animatronic pirates, for the record.
Yeah, exactly. The animatronics. Because it should be noted that Disney park guests took water from the ride recently and cooked with it.
Now, this article does not explain.
No.
This article just throws that out there and leaves you to deal with it.
Yes, I will Google it later. But why? Like, there is so much why.
Did you take it back to your hotel or campsite? Did you bring a hot plate into Disney?
I don't know.
Where would you have cooked with this water? Why would you have cooked with this horrible water?
Yeah.
None of this makes sense.
No.
Like, none of that... Look, inside the Magic, you cannot throw that grenade into the room without fucking explaining it. I blame you if I die of an aneurysm tonight while I'm trying to sleep. Because it's going to be my brain stuck on that.
Yeah.
If any of us die from an aneurysm, your fault. I'm blaming you. It's legally binding. All right, well, let's end on a positive note. What do you say? A couple of positive notes, at the very least. First things first, Spooky Swap Meet brings out Southern California Halloween community for a weekend of halfway to Halloween fun. This is allhallowsgeek.com. As we celebrated halfway to Halloween this month, Heritage Square Museum in Los Angeles was transformed into Halloween Lover's Paradise, the article says, as it played host to the Spooky Swap Meet, a curated shopping experience of all things, more than 50 all things macabre. 50 vendors offered everything from apparel to accessories, Halloween-inspired decor, costumes, props, and more.
It sounds like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Apparently the interior of the Lincoln Avenue Church was taken over by Art Sideshow, who showcased some figures from The Exorcist along with Valak, the demon nun from the Conjuring universe, as well as Annabelle and, well, honestly, who the fuck went into that church?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people I don't want to fuck with there. Real or...
Yeah, there's lots of photos with this article, so...
Yeah, this one of the times I definitely check out the article because, like you said, so many photos with this, and you kind of got to see it for yourself. I didn't realize this Spooky Swap Meet was as big as it was. I've heard about it before.
Yeah, me either.
I had no idea the scale of it. This is huge.
Yeah.
And, I kind of understand why there's so many haunted Halloween conventions in Southern California.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and finally for this week... The all-new It-themed multi-room escape experience set to open in Las Vegas this fall. This article is from Mike Wilton at allhallowsgeek.com. So Egan Escape Productions, they put on Saw Escape Rooms and Blair Witch.
Both officially licensed.
Yes. They've teamed up with Warner Brothers to do an It Escape Room.
Meaning also officially licensed.
Yep. 30,000 square feet. That is gigantic for an escape room. 20 interactive rooms. It has special effects, lighting, animatronics, live actors. Like, I don't know how you can do the escape room if you're trying to just... Like, I would get too lost looking at everything.
Yeah. We nearly had that problem in Spellbound.
Yeah.
And also the pirate one at 13th Gate. We have nearly had that problem, actually.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spellbound, which was formerly at Rise, but is now bought by and operated by 13th Gate. Basically, now 13th Gate has some very, very sexy escape rooms, is what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is huge. A 30,000 square foot escape room complex.
Mm-hmm.
That is bananas to me, with 20 interactive rooms. That is completely bonkers to me, and that's still more than 1,000 square feet per room.
Mm-hmm.
Which, considering our house is about 1,100 square feet,
yeah,
that means each individual escape room is about the size of our house, and there's 20 of them.
Yeah.
Did I get that about right? Quick maths.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm realizing I do need to get my ass to Vegas at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's going to have to be on my bucket list, whether it's Halloween season or not. Should be a lot of fun, though. And like I said, I'm very happy to see licensed escape rooms taking off this way. I would say that as a precaution, though, meaning that unlicensed escape rooms may soon be in the crosshairs of whatever various IP owners, because they want to protect their lucrative exclusive contracts.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of that if you have or know of an unlicensed escape room event.
Yeah.
All right.
So I did find about the guy stealing the water from...
Okay, thank God. Maybe I'll sleep tonight.
So we don't give people aneurysms.
Yeah, you're right. That was very good of you. We can't be responsible for second-hand aneurysms. You got a very good point there.
But I don't know if this helps.
Oh, shit. All right, what'd you find?
Well, it also happened in April, which, is contributing to the idea that people have forgotten how to act in public over the past 2 years.
Okay, guys, if Disney's having these kinds of problems, haunted attractions in October are fucked. We just might as well pack it up now.
Yeah. But basically, the guy brought an empty water bottle, took a video of him getting the water out of the ride because he wanted to taste the water, brought it home to cook with. There's no definitive proof that he used the same water that he bottled at there. But they're like, you shouldn't do this because your arms and hands and stuff should be inside the ride at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there you go.
So
not a lot of extra. No.
Because, okay, whether he actually cooked with it or not, what made him think about wanting to present that as an idea, or an idea that popped... Like, I never once in my life thought, geez, I should cook with this water.
No.
I'm sure I've been a kid on a theme park ride and thought, oh, I'm thirsty, I should drink the water. And then, no, you shouldn't, because it's usually got so much dye in it.
It's probably
turn your entire intestines blue or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely not meant for peeing either, but it's definitely not meant for drinking. But I'm pretty sure as a kid, that floated across my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Never did it, but I'm pretty sure at least, entered and exited, right?
Yeah.
At no point did I want to cook with this water.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you cook? Spaghetti? Are you going to make Pirates of the Caribbean spaghetti?
I don't know.
Like, I'm trying to think of what you would cook.
I don't know. If I find out, I will let you know.
So aneurysms are still on the table, everyone. I'm sorry. Anyways, on that note, if you do have an aneurysm, please don't let us know. We're not responsible, and we completely deny any accountability for it at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Watching the
I
video...
said it was a guy, it was a girl, and yes, she put cooked pasta.
Why on God's green earth? And did it in a bucket?
No, that was a pot.
Okay. I couldn't see. Your computer's kind of at a weird angle.
Yeah.
Holy Christ.
Yeah. So
We're not going to make it as a species, are we all?
I'm surprised we made it this long.
Humanity had a good run. Wrap it up. Make room for whatever's next.
Yep.
Just do it. And in the meantime, before the apes reclaim the earth, please do take a moment and follow us at hauntweekly.com, Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, youtube.com/HauntWeekly is the YouTube channel. Please take a minute to subscribe there. That's a great way to get past episodes. Everything's there, and episodes there go live the exact same time they go live everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find us at all the places you get your podcast. You know where that is. Until next time, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And this was Haunt Weekly, episode 336, doing the April-May news. I'm going to go cry softly into a pillow for the next few hours. I will see you all, well, we will see you all, rather, next week, barring any aneurysms.